Our topic is all about the police system in Netherlands. In the Philippines, they call it Philippine National Police, but in Netherlands, they call it National Police Corps or in Dutch, Korps Nationale Politie. So politie means the force of policemen and officer or the law enforcement in Netherlands. The motto is, the police are always there for a safer Netherlands. The Netherlands is a small country sandwiched between Belgium and Germany and Western Europe. The North Sea, located at the north and west of the Netherlands, is continually battering the land. The Netherlands created in 1579. Seven provinces of the Low Countries signed the Union of Utrecht. In 1581, they declared independence from Spain. In 1588, they formed the Republic of the Seven United Netherlands. Mark Rutte is the Prime Minister in Netherlands. Mark Rutte is a Dutch politician, historian and teacher serving as a Prime Minister of the Netherlands since 2010 and leader of the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy since 2006. The country is Netherlands. Police agency is National Police Corps or in Dutch, Korps Nationale Politie. Department, Minister of the Interior and Kingdom Relations. Ranks. In highest rank, Lieutenant General or Commander-in-Chief Royal Marechaussee. In lowest rank or the last rank, Marechaussee 4th class or comparable to the police trainee. Motto: the police are always there for a safer Netherlands. Type of law enforcement: centralized. Estimated strength is 23,500. The history of police system in Netherlands. Each of the 25 member states of the European Union puts its own cultural stamp on its national police. The Netherlands is no exception. Obviously, there are also differences between police work in the center of Amsterdam and in rural areas in the far north or south of the country. The Netherlands is a modern and technologically advanced part of Europe and Rotterdam is one of the world's largest ports. The country's population of approximately 16 million now includes a couple of million people of foreign origin. Indeed, it is expected by the 2020 as many as 1 in 3 school children in towns and cities will be of ethnic minority origin. The Netherlands is a parliamentary democracy and has many representative bodies, representatives and participation models. There is a separation powers between the legislature or parliament, the executive or the government, and the judiciary, the courts. Although these three branches of government have a great deal to do with one another, they are formally speaking independent. As a branch of the executive, the police, who have a monopoly on the use of force, must operate within the law, like other organs of the state. If necessary, the action of the police can be reviewed by the independent judiciary.
Organization of the Dutch Police. The Dutch National Police Force consists of 10 regional units, the Central Unit, and the Police Service Center. The 5-member force command has its own support sections or commissioner staffs. Central Unit. In addition to its own independent tasks, the Central Unit also carries out specialist tasks in support of the regional units. The unit's chief constable is responsible for its day-to-day management. The Central Unit tasks include monitoring, supporting, and coordinating major operations, combating serious organized forms of criminality of a national or international character which undermine the rule of law or vital infrastructure, providing security support in the fight against crime, deploying mounted police, sniffer dogs, and forensic expertise, providing security and protection for members of the royal house and other VIPs, carrying out and supporting police work on the motorways, the railway network, on the water, and in the air, combating all forms of serious violence and terrorism, or special interventions divisions. Regional units. The, the National Police Force consists of 10 regional units. Each unit is managed by a chief constable and consists of districts divided into frontline teams. Each team provides basic police services in a municipality, part of a large municipality, or cluster of smaller ones. The teams consisting of constable and senior constables, neighborhood police officers, detectives, and one or more team chiefs are responsible for ensuring that the neighborhood, town, or region is safe and pleasant environment to live in. They answer calls for emergency assistance, patrol the streets, advise on a crime prevention, resolve traffic related issues, conduct basic investigative activities, assist the public, process official reports, and share information within their network. The Police Services Center. The Police Services Center, or the PDC, provides operational management services such as finance, ICT, communications, and human resources, leaving officers in the regional units free to spend more time on the actual police work. Where possible, PDC staff are located at one of 3 central locations in Netherlands. The supervision of the National Police Force. The National Police Force is headed by the Commissioner. The Minister of Security and Justice has full ministerial accountability for the proper functioning of the police. The Security and Justice Inspectorate ensures that the police force performs its tasks properly.
Recruitment. Police Training and Knowledge Center. The Police Training and Knowledge Center, which was for many years known as the National Police Selection and Training Institute, or LSOP, is responsible for the new approach to police training. The center works closely with the police forces, the government, ministries concerned, and mainstream educational institutions. It has a staff of approximately 1,300, many of whom have come straight from the world of work. In addition, hundreds of guest lecturers and tutors from many different sectors of society are used on the different courses and programs of study. The center is responsible for training some 30,000 serving officers and probationers each year to the level where they can deliver an optimal service to the community in the manner desired by the police. All applications to study at the center are channeled through the Police Recruitment and Selection Institute. The candidate then applies to a police force of his or her choice. On the basis of the findings of its selection procedure, the Police Recruitment and Selection Institute advised the force on the suitability of the candidate. Various institutes that come under the umbrella of the Police Training and Knowledge Center operate autonomously in recognizable and fairly well-defined fields of work within the Dutch police. The center ensures a coherent approach to research, development, and training. Center for Recognition of Prior Learning, or EVC. Police education aims to be efficient. This is why all the students, whether they are serving officer or recruits, are first tested to determine their existing competencies. This is the role of the Center for Recognition of Prior Learning. Existing competencies may entitle a student to exemptions or to enter a course at a higher level than would be possible on the basis of his or her prior education. The prior learning assessment procedure also makes it easier for people who have a different educational background to join the police. Training institutes. Various training institutes come under the Police Training and Knowledge Center. Primary Policing Institute, or IBP. The Primary Policing Institute is responsible for training all police officers in job grades 2 to 4. The IBP is also responsible for follow-up courses. Many of the courses are given on a location with the forces concerned or at the other educational establishments. The teachers are connected with or come from the forces concerned. Crime Control and Investigation Training Institute or ICR. The ICR is responsible for training police detectives and has 7 departments for the following disciplines: General Criminal Investigation, Special Investigative Methods, Financial Investigations, Intelligence Investigations, Juvenile and Sex Crime Investigation, Investigation Management and Technical Investigation. In addition to their teaching duties, the ICR staff carry out applied research.
Let's move on to the equipment. The Dutch police are standardly equipped with a truncheon, pepper spray, and a 9x19 mm semi-automatic service weapon. They may also be authorized to use long batons, handcuffs, a coupling device, a safety vest, and aftercare resources in the use of pepper spray. Units involved in carrying out arrests have explosives, noise, and smoke grenades, stun guns, grenade launchers, and CS gas canisters, semi-automatic and automatic firearms, repeating firearms, and pulsating weapons. The police also apparently have the use of SWAT armored vehicles. The use of weapons by the police is regulated by a set of rules that specify the circumstances under which each type of weapon is to be used. The rules, as well as the Police Act 2012, also specify the conditions for the acceptable use of force. Walther P99Q Police Service Pistol. The P99Q is designated police pistol which has been certified according to the technical specifications of the German police. The Walther P99Q is exclusively manufactured for domestic and foreign police departments and is not available on the civilian market. In 2013, the Netherlands police will be armed with the P99QNL H3 as a replacement for the currently used Walther P5 and Glock 17 pistol. Part of the Dutch replacement pistol operations will be the extra training of the police officers for the qualifications with the new handgun. These operations will take place from 2013 up to 2014 and will include around 40,000 police lips handcuff. They use a multi-bit key and double lock by turning the key in the opposite directions to the unlocking. The keyhole makes it appear that the key can be used in either direction. The Bernoulli cam lock button can be extended with a sharp swing for a dramatic presentation or by pulling on tip and allowing gravity to extend it during a less confrontational situation. It is closed by pressing the release button and pushing the rods together. The rubber grip and internal slide rings are specifically designed to absorb impact, energy, and protect the officer. The design also allows the button to be opened and closed much more quietly than other buttons on the market without excessively grinding or rattling. All Bernoulli button models exceed the rigid guidelines required for use by the German police force, and more than 500,000 of them are in use by law enforcement agencies worldwide. Pepper spray from TW1000. In case of an attack, spray the liquid jet directly at the eye area of the attacker in order to fend off the attack. Pepper sprays from TW1000 contain the natural pepper extract, oleoresin, capsicum. The active substance leads to immediate irritation of the eye and respiratory organs to stop an attack. C2000 is a digital communication system for emergency services. It is used by the police, fire brigade, ambulance services, the Ministry of Defense, and various partner organizations. Walther P5, used by German Federal Police and Dutch Police. The Walther P5 is a recoil-operated, lock-breech 9mm semi-automatic pistol. It utilizes the same design principle as the Walther 38 pistol of the World War II frame. The barrel does not tilt, following firearm in the way that Browning system does, but rather moves straight back approximately 5 mm. This system results in a very accurate pistol, since the barrel is kept parallel with the frame during or after firing. The trigger is standard double action and single action trigger. The slide lock also doubles, as a decocker is found on the left side of the frame. Pressing it once will release the slide. Pressing it a second time will safely decock the hammer. Heckler & Koch MP5. The MP5 is one of the most widely used submachine gun in the world, having been adopted by 14 nations and numerous military, law enforcement, intelligence, and security organizations. It was widely used by SWAT teams in North America, but has since been supplanted by M16 variants in the 21st century. Stun gun. Stun gun, which have been used by law enforcement for decades, can temporarily immobilize a person. Think of someone who is combative or resisting arrest, for instance by jolting them with 50,000 volts of electricity. A discharge, also known as cycle, can last 5 seconds. M32 grenade launcher. An automatic grenade launcher or grenade machine gun is a crew serve support weapon which fires explosives rounds in quick succession from an ammunition belt or large capacity magazine. Glock 17. The Glock 17 is a 9mm short recoil operated lock breech semi-automatic pistol that uses a modified Browning cam-lock system adapted from the high-power pistol. The firearm's locking mechanisms using a linkless vertically tilting barrel with the rectangular breech that locks into the rejection port cut out in the slide. A CS gas canister. Use of gas canister is preceded by a warning which made by a legitimate authority. When the FPU provides operational support to the local security forces, the warning is made by the unit commander or his representative when the FPU reacts in self-defense, such as in the case of an attack during a movement from one position to another, or in the security of UN personnel and premises. Smoke grenades. Major class is biochemical and gas grenades, which usually burn rather than explode. This class comprises smoke, incendiary, or fire setting, illuminating, chemical warfare, and tear gas grenades. The latter are used by police for riot and crowd control. Noise grenade. A stun grenade, also known as a flash grenade, flashbang, thunder flash, or sound bomb, is a less lethal explosive device used to temporarily disorient an enemy's senses. Repeating firearms. A repeating firearm, or repeater for short, is any firearm, either a handgun or a long gun. Example is shotgun, rifle, machine gun, etc., that is capable of repeated firing before needed to manually reload new ammunition into the gun. These firearms are breech loading by nature, different to the preceding single-shot firearms, which can only hold and fire one round. A repeating firearm can store multiple cartridges inside the magazine, or the internal or detachable, a cylinder or a belt, and uses a moving action to manipulate each of these cartridges into a out of battery position within the chamber and in alignment with the bore, allowing the gun to discharge numerous times in relatively quick succession before a manual ammunition reload is needed. Volvo V70 is being replaced by AUDI A6. The Volkswagen Transporter T5 is being replaced by Mercedes-Benz Vito. The Mercedes-Benz Sprinter also used as K9 unit for dogs and video observation vehicle. The AUDI A4 is used for arrest and support unit. The AUD A4 sedan security of the royal house and politicians. AUDI A6 unmarked police. The BMW 5 Series used for special firearms team or security of the royal house and politicians arrest and support unit. BMW X5 is for the arrest and support unit, royal house, the politicians security. The Ford F350 is for the arrest and support unit. The Jeep Wrangler mobile unit. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class sedan is for the unmarked traffic police. Mercedes-Benz E-Class is for the unmarked traffic police. Mercedes-Benz G-Class is the armored vehicle 4x4 vehicle of the security unit of the Royal Marchesi unmarked and marked. Mercedes-Benz Vario for the transport of the special bomb dogs semi-unmarked. The Opel Vivaro is for the forensic teams or dog transport, sometimes still in use as the patrol van. The Toyota Land Cruiser is an armored and unmarked vehicle for special security operations. The Volkswagen Transporter T5 is unmarked for the special firearms and marked for the normal patrol. The Volkswagen Touareg, armored vehicle for airports and political buildings. The Volvo V70 is for the traffic police getting out of service. The Volvo V70 marked traffic police and unmarked traffic police.
The police uniform in Netherlands.
Now, let's move on to the positions of the Dutch National Police. Lieutenant General, which is the Commander-in-Chief of Royal Marchesi. Marchesi is a Dutch word, which means one of the branches of Netherlands police force, which is responsible for military and civilian duties. Major General, or the Deputy Commander, Brigadier General, usually head of the Department of the Royal Marchesi staff. Senior officers, district level, Colonel, which is the district commander. Lieutenant Colonel, or the Deputy District Commander, mostly in charge of a district staff department. Major, the brigade commander, the squadron commander. Let's move on to the officers brigade level. Captain, comparable to chief inspector. First lieutenant, comparable to inspector. Second lieutenant. Let's move on to executive personnel. The warrant officer, or the WO1, comparable to inspector. Sergeant major, WO2. Sergeant first class. Sergeant, comparable to constable. Marchesi first class, comparable to patrol officer. The Marchesi second class. Marchesi third class. Marchesi fourth class, comparable to police trainee, the police ranks of the Netherlands. First, chief commissioner, the chief commissioner, the chief inspector, and the sergeant.
Next is the best practices in Netherlands. The international literature on police volunteer is not voluminous, but several publications nonetheless offer a promising point of departure for the further exploration of volunteer policing in the context or broader discussion about citizens' contribution to public goods such as safety and security. Also, the other best practices is the environment. Various authorities are responsible for enforcing environment legislation. The police make a contribution and cooperate with other authorities. In recent years, the regional police force have greatly improved their implementation of environmental tasks. Since the environment frame of reference was drawn up in 2004, the regional environment team have been joined by interregional environment team. In 2007, the police drew up the police environmental plan for 2011. This document concentrates on improving information management, strengthening cooperation with the inspectorates, and promoting the expertise of environmental officials in combating the more serious forms of environmental crime.
Other details: International Police Intelligence Department, the national contact point for international police cooperation, is the KLPD's International Police Intelligence Department. The department includes the Dutch branch of the Interpol, the Dutch Europol National Unit, and the Dutch Office of Siren, the supplementary information, request, and national entry, making it the Dutch Center of Skigen Information System, or the SIS. It also contains a unit that coordinates criminal intelligence. The primary task of these international liaison officers is to prevent and combat international organized crime, organized illegal migration, and terrorism. European Union police and judicial cooperation is written into the Treaty on European Union. The member states act jointly to prevent and combat various forms of organized and cross-border crime. For this purpose, various agreements and decisions apply that also affect Dutch enforcement services and cross-border activities by the police. The decisions have been adopted by the Europe Justice and Home Affairs, which meets at least twice a year in Brussels or Luxembourg. Europol, the most visible symbol of European police cooperation, is Europol. The European Law Enforcement Organization is headquartered in the Hague. Europol has no executive tasks and is limited to dealing with certain types of serious crime involving two or more member states. It receives intelligence from the national police services and supplies it to other member states when it deems it useful. On the basis of the intelligence collected and the requirements of the member states, Europol compiles analytical work files on certain subjects. It also carries out analysis for member states upon requests. Europol maintains a computer database with information supplied by all the member states on national investigations. Joint investigation teams. In 2003, a European framework decision laid the foundation for joint investigation teams, or the JITS, consisting of police officers from different member states. Dutch police officers have served as members of JIT, combating vehicle crime, firearms offenses, and football hooliganisms at international matches. European police services also work together in an area of personal security and in special units, operational and non-operational, for the purpose of training and exercise. The European Police College was established in 2000 as a network of national police colleges engaged in the training senior police officers. It offers courses and exchange programs which are provided at the national police colleges. The Dutch Police College has long been a member of the European Police College. It offers courses and has developed education materials and e-learning system. The European Police Chief Task Force was established in 2000 also. It means regularly discuss strategic operational issues. The Dutch regional police forces and police units active at the national borders work closely with the authorities in the neighboring countries in the areas of information exchange, investigation, and the maintenance of public order. In 2004 and 2005, the Netherlands concluded treaties with Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany to allow cross-border activities and powers that go further than those allowed by the Schengen Agreement. Police officers may carry out patrols and inspections on each other territory. Postings like to expand European participation in peace missions, steps have been taken under the second pillar of the European Union to implement the conclusions of the Cologne and the European Councils. Police deployment is the main component of the non-military crisis management as a means of strengthening the common foreign and security policy. In Netherlands, the organizational structure is almost complete. The Minister of the Interior and Kingdom Relations may provide police officers to the UN and the European by means of an order in council.